Over 1 year ago today, I made this Super Battle Droid, and I was looking at it and I thought maybe I could do a little bit better. So I took some styrofoam and I got to work. This Battle Droid in the past was made out of 100% styrofoam, so I wanted to have the same kind of challenge and see if my skills have grown within the year of, well, being a YouTuber and crafting. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to make an awesome diorama with a Super Battle Droid standing over a shock trooper. And this one really just kind of came to mind and something I've been wanting to do for a long time. So I figured today would be a perfect time to do it. One of the biggest challenges is just making sure you don't cut too thin or too deep and then really ruin everything. You have to be very careful and sculpt away. Sometimes when you're using clay to sculpt something, you can be a little bit more forgiving because you can re-add clay, but with styrofoam, it's a little bit harder than that. So I really took my time with this Super Battle Droid and made sure I was looking at every little nook and cranny of detail that I could on the internet to really help with this project. A lot of it was just building the shape of the Super Battle Droid for the main body and then adding in all this small sculpt work. One thing I've learned a lot in my year of being an artist and making cool things is that really sculpting and taking your time is the most important part when it comes to showing all the detail. It can really change the project and make it look 10 times better or 10 times worse if you mess up. But this time I was determined to make the Super Battle Droid work. Pink Panther foam I find at the Home Depot and is a great material for everyone to use. It's super cheap. This Super Battle Droid probably only cost me around 20 cents to make at max. I pretty much just use all scraps for it. The only thing that really costs a lot is the time. It does take a lot of time to make this kind of stuff, but it's really fun. So all of these little areas and bits and bobs I'm just carving out of my Pink Panther foam, literally just looking at pictures on the internet off Google Images, and that's where I get all of my inspiration from. Now I'm using Mod Podge to seal the styrofoam, and I'm using a very thin layer of Mod Podge so I don't hurt these grooves and lines that I made. I just made and put in all that work in detail. I don't want to cover that up, so I did 2 very thin layers of Mod Podge, and that helped a ton in making this little figure that I'm making actually stay firm and not break and crack and chip later on. Once the Mod Podge was done, we hit it with some nice blue. I wanted to give it more of a Geonosian kind of blue feel, and in the old Star Wars sets, like the first ever Super Battle Droids that were made from Lego Star Wars, had this really nice blue color to them. So I decided I was going to do that for this Super Battle Droid today. Since we had the 2 layers of Mod Podge on there, that basically acts as a base coat, so I didn't have to start with black, and I just went straight with the blue and did my best to cover it up. I did around 2 to 3 coats, and then I switched over to black here. There's a few areas that needed some black on the Super Battle Droid, mainly the chest piece and on the sides of it, and then a few more details like the arm joints. This was really important to do, so it makes the character and the figure have a lot more detail and just make it look different. And taking your time and doing all these little bits and bobs really help when making anything. I did a lot of black detail work on my elephant recently, and it changed the entire elephant and made it look way better. Now we're going to be using a silver dry brush, and I added a little red dot there at the very top of the Super Battle Droid. But we just want to make it look a little bit battle damaged, a little bit battle scarred. The Super Battle Droid has seen some damage, he's always come out victorious. Then with the black paint, we're just making a few little blaster marks, just to add a little bit of different kind of feel to it, and then we just glued it together all with hot glue. This project was 100% hot glue and Mod Podge, and it's pretty crazy what you can make with just those 2 things. The Super Battle Droid turned out fantastic. I was super happy with it. Now that that was done, I went over to my clone trooper here, and then I basically just drilled 2 little holes in him for where he got shot and died, and then there'll be some blood pouring out of there later. And make it seem like the clone trooper backed up to the edge of a hill and he had nowhere else to go, and then the Super Battle Droid shot him. So I'm basically doing that here with some Pink Panther foam again, stacking up the layers and then cutting out the shape that I need. Then we're going to be taking my giant knife after I'm done carving all of this out, and we're going to be adding a ton of rock detail. Now rock detail is super easy. All you do is get your knife in there and kind of carve away and chip it off. And you need to be careful though. I have cut myself really bad doing this before, so you definitely need to be careful. If this knife was sharper, I might have actually like lost a finger once. It was a bad cut, so definitely be careful when you're doing this kind of detail work. Now we're going to be going over everything with a black base coat of paint, and this is just going to help seal everything on the foam and also just make sure our next base coats won't look pink underneath it. Once the black base coat was done, I switched over to this other color that I double mixed with 2 other colors, and it looked a little iffy. It looked a little bit too pink for me, like a slight pinkish feel, so I had to go over it with a red dry brush later on to just mix it up, but I definitely liked it as a base color. And then here's that red dry brush, make it a nice, really sandy red kind of rock look. I thought turned out fantastic. I could have done a white dry brush on it as well, just to make it have a little bit more detail coming out, but I thought the way that this red looked was perfect. Then we glued down our clone trooper, and we glued down our Super Battle Droid. Stuck him right there. Yeah, I'm really liking how that's looking. That is looking awesome. So one more step is I just had to paint these little areas that he got shot in with a little bit of red blood. I really hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to let me know in the comments down below if you want to see more videos Star Wars based or any other kind of genre as well. I want to get into making some new and cool kind of stuff besides just Halo. I still will be making Halo videos, so don't worry. And then also don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share with a friend if you want to help the channel grow. It really helps out a ton. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.